And this job we get to drive some exciting things from time to time. In amongst the diesel SUVs and small city cars, we get something that's maybe a bit exotic. Ferraris, or if you're lucky, Lamborghini occasionally, Aston Martins have driven in the past. Beautiful cars. But what I'm in today, believe it or not, is much rarer than most Ferraris. It's much more hard to come by than your average Lamborghini, and less of them have been made than the Bugatti Veyron. Today, we're in the Citroen DS3 Racing Cabrio, a car of which there is only 100 in the world, and there are only 10 in the UK. Your odds are actually better of winning the lottery than seeing one of these driving about down your street. So, what do we have? Well, we have a car that celebrates all that's great and good about Citroen in a modern day performance environment. Coming back to the hot hatch foray, we have this DS3. Now, the DS3 is a great car in its own, but this car, let's just say, turns it up to 11. Up front, we have a 1.6 litre turbocharged petrol engine, which produces 207 horsepower. That's enough to get this car from 0 to 62 miles an hour in just 6.5 seconds, and onto a top speed of 145 miles an hour. This then puts it right up there with the hot hatch bad boys. And externally, bad boy is exactly how you describe this, with its matte grey paint and swollen arches. All of the carbon fibre you see is real carbon, all on the front and the blacked out grille and on the interior as well. You also get a set of these marvellously body hugging racing seats. They really are very, very supportive, and you need it because this car, well, it can whip up quite a bit of pace, and if you didn't have bolsters this big, you'd be shuffled like a deck of cards amongst your passengers. So, what's that performance like in reality? Well, it's fantastic. The car makes such a great noise, and once we get out of sort of this slightly built up area, I might be able to show you. It makes a really good noise, and especially when you have this cabrio roof back, you can hear all the rasps of the turbo and the pops and bangs from the exhaust pipes. It fires up with a burble, it's completely antisocial, it's everything the ASBO inducing hot hatch should be. It's a bit firm riding, it does fall into potholes a little bit with its big alloy wheels. It mixes it with the best of the hot hatch bad boys, this car. It has what it takes, it has the performance figures, but most of all, it has that visceral sensation that a hot hatch can offer. Meaning at the drop of the hat, once you finish dropping the kids off or cramming what you can into this boot, it does this. And there's the turbo, and away we go. And already, we're doing silly speeds for the sort of road we're on. Whilst I slam the anchors on, that is a very good point to bring up. The brakes have a fantastic level of feel to them. Really, really good stopping power, but also you can modulate them really well because of the amount of feel through the pedal. Now, the gearing is a bit long for my liking. I like a car that I can snap through the gears, and the gear stick is quite a long throw. Whilst we're nitpicking, in terms of handling, the amount of power going through the front wheels here and the lack of a mechanical differential means that it does torque steer quite a lot. Give it the beans in first gear from a standstill and you'll be fighting the wheel as it heads down the road. And personally, I don't mind that. I like powerful performance cars to be a bit of an animal and to make me work a bit harder. But what you do have to watch out for is whenever you go around a tight corner at a bit of speed, expect that understeer. But on an open bit of road, we open the window a bit. burbles and pops away. It makes for such a fantastically childish experience, which just, like if you've seen the 208 GTI video, just gets me every single time. I love hot hatches. I love the fact that you can have about as much fun as you can in a supercar in one of these. You know, just as big a smile on public roads as when you could in a supercar. I also love that this is just such a menace, really. Not only does it look evil, but you know, you pull up late at night and it's there outside people's houses going bop, 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 at idle, and people are twitching the curtains wondering what the hell's going on outside. I love it. It's a great little car. However, its biggest flaw is its price. £29,310 this example costs, which is a lot of money. It's a 10 grand premium over a 208 GTI. Is it 10 grand more car? No, it's not really, considering how rounded the GTI is. And the GTI has a proper boot, unlike this cabriolet, which has a little hatch, which is a bit of a pillar box to get stuff through. That said, you're paying for exclusivity, you're paying for materials such as the carbon fibre, and obviously the performance. To some people, obviously to those lucky 100 who've bought one, I am envious of you. And this car probably will hold its value considering how rare it is. And it's a cracker, it really is. Hats off to Citroen. Welcome back to the big boys playpen of performance